Okay, 26 have joined. So okay, then it's almost 11:10. So we'll start our lecture. Uh, let me share the screen. Please tell me if screen is visible or not. Yes. Is this screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So before starting the lecture, let me first introduce myself so that you will get introduction of me, and you will know that who is the teacher for this subject. Okay. So my name is Prasad Babar, Professor Prasad Babar. I'm from Pandharpur. I have completed my bachelor's degree in English from Solapur University, and I did my post-graduation from Pune University. So from last 1 year, I'm taking this subject of CIP and communication skills and professional communication. Okay. So that's from my introduction. Let's discuss about what is this subject and why we are having this subject in our syllabus. Okay, so this is the subject. The name of the subject that I'm dealing with you people is CIP. Okay, Communication Improvement Program. Okay, CIP, Communication Improvement Program. This is not the subject for you people in theory, okay, or this doesn't have any type of practicals, but our college has introduced this subject for sake of your improvement of your communication. Okay, so I'm dealing with this subject, and I will uh, teach you the basic grammar from I will teach you this subject from basics of English, that is from grammar to the advanced level. Okay, so this is not a theory paper subject, or this doesn't have any type of practical, but our college has introduced this subject for improvement of your communication skills. Okay, so that's why this subject has been introduced with you people. Okay, as this is our first lecture, I'm going to start with why we are learning English, why it is necessary to learn English. Okay, what's the importance of English in our life, in our daily routine. Okay, so this is about the subject CIP. Okay, Communication Improvement Program. We are having one weekly lecture for this subject. As you are from B division, electrical B division, we are having only one lecture, and that is on the Monday. Okay, for A division, SY electrical A division, they are having this lecture on Tuesday. Okay, so we are having this lecture from today itself, and we were having this lecture in the afternoon slot 2 to 3, but I was having some work, and for that I have to go for emergency. That's why I took this slot from the professor, and I'm going to conduct this slot. So that's from my introduction and the introduction of the subject. Okay. So let us start with the importance. Some of you, please mute your voice. Everybody here is listening whatever you are discussing with others. Okay. So please keep in mind that your mobile should be muted before learning or before starting to attend the lecture. So the talking about the importance of English. Okay, why it is important to learn this language? Why do we have this language from our KG itself? Okay, when we were at childhood, we are having this subject from the 5th standard, but you people are so lucky that you are having this subject from your KG itself, or from your first standard itself. You are learning this subject, so you don't feel any type of difficulty or any type of uh, uh, what we can say, lack of knowledge with this subject. Okay, so don't take any type of tension. Please start speaking this language from wherever you are, means if you are not having the proper knowledge of this language also, don't feel afraid of this language, or don't feel or don't take any type of pressure of this language. Okay, you will learn this language when you will practice it with the people surrounding you, with the family environment. Okay, in your family itself, start speaking this language uh, uh, at any type of conversation. Okay, so speaking about what is language, first of all, moving towards importance of English, let's first discuss about what is the language. Okay, so language is our primary source of communication. It is primary source. Without language, how do we communicate with other people? We cannot. Okay, so that's why language is the most important source or media by which we start conversation or communication with the person who is around us or who is in front of us. Okay, so it's the method through which we share our ideas and thoughts with others. So generally we share our ideas or thoughts with the help of language. Okay, with speaking. Okay, we cannot share, or we don't share our ideas in the written form. Okay, we share our ideas in the written form when we are attempting any type of exams, but when we are speaking to someone, okay, in front of us, at any type of instance, if we want to speak or if we want to communicate with the person, then we are using the language. Okay, so language is, that's why, our primary source of communication. It's the method through which we share our ideas and thoughts. Means whatever ideas, whatever thoughts we are having in our mind, we generally do share them with other people with the help of language. We cannot use for every posture, or for every act, we cannot use posture or gestures for communication purpose. Okay, That's why language becomes very important to we people, because it contacts or it connects the people. Okay. So second point, some people even say that language is what separates us from animals and makes us human. So all of you know that language makes difference between we people and animals. Okay, so do you know that animals cannot communicate with the help of language? Okay, has anybody seen that animal is talking to we people, or animal is talking to another animal with the help of language? No, because animals don't have that ability to create language or uh, to start any type of language. Okay, they cannot create any type of language. Okay, for that purpose we are different from the animals. We are human, and animals don't have that ability to start or to communicate with other animal or we people with the help of language. Okay, they don't have any type of language. They can create voice, they can form different utterances, like if a dog is barking, he will bark like bho bho, or if uh, any other animal, lion or any tiger, okay, lion or tiger, he can communicate or he can make voices like roar. Okay, but he cannot start speaking. Okay, he cannot speak, because only animals or only human have that ability. Okay, that's why we are different from the animals. Then there are thousands of languages in the world. Countries have their own language, national language, in addition to variety of local languages spoken and understood by their people in different regions. Okay, so there are thousands of languages in the world. How come there are thousands of languages in the world? Because you know that there are more than 190 countries all over the world. Okay, and each country has its own national language or mother tongue. Okay, so there are, that's why thousands of languages we can find all over the world. Countries have their own national languages in addition to variety of local languages spoken and understood by their people in different regions. So there are thousands of languages in the world and countries. There are more than 190 countries all over the world. Okay. So these countries are having their own national language, that is mother tongue. Okay. Or official language, in addition to variety of local languages. Means in addition to that national language, there are also variety of local languages which are spoken and understood by those people in different regions. So this can be elaborated with example. Take an example of Maharashtra itself. Okay, or take an example of India. Okay, so India is having more than 29 states. Okay, there are 29 states in India, and more three or four union territories are there in India, and these 29 states are having their own local or mother tongue. Okay, local language or mother tongue. So they don't use other states language. Meanwhile, if Maharashtra is there, then our mother tongue or our official language or our first language is Marathi. Though we are having different accents of Marathi, but Marathi is called as our mother tongue or regional language. If we uh, come to the northern states like Bihar, UP, Jharkhand, or uh, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, these are having the Hindi language prominent. Okay, these are the Hindi states, Hindi language states. So here, these states are having their mother tongue or regional language as the Hindi language. When we come to the southern India, in southern India, there are states like Andhra, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka. Okay, so these are the southern states, and these states are having their own language. Okay, these states are having their own languages like Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, or other languages. Okay, so these are states having their own language, and if when you go through these states, you will find that in their states, in southern states, they are very fond of their language and they don't use Hindi language for speaking purpose. Okay, even they know Hindi language, they won't speak with you people in the Hindi language because they are very proud of their language. Okay, so that's why these are the states which loves their language. Okay, so uh, these are the states which are having their own language, and that is called as the official language or their uh, mother tongue. Okay, speaking about Maharashtra, we are having Marathi as our mother tongue. Marathi is also having their different accents in each and every region. Means you know that one proverb is there in Marathi, महिला महिलांवर काय होते तर भाषा बदलते. Okay, so in Maharashtra also you will feel that there is difference in between the regions or regional languages. Like Marathi is having uh, different accents. Means if we go to Pune, you can feel that that Puneri accent is different. Okay, when you go to Solapur, you will find that there they are having their own accent, that is Solapuri accent of Marathi. So Solapuri, Puneri. When we go to Nagpur region or Vidarbha region or Amravati region, you will feel that their accent is also different than the Puneri accent or Solapuri accent. Okay, and when you go to Konkan, Malwan, or uh, Konkan region, then you will feel that the Malwani accent or uh, uh, Kokni accent is somewhat different from the Puneri or Solapuri or Nagpuri accent. So there is also the difference between accents. Okay, so that's why language changes after a mile. That proverb is very right proverb. Okay, so speaking about world. Okay, we are speaking about world. There are thousands languages you can find in the world. Okay, and these language are also having the variety of local languages spoken and which is understood by those people in different regions. Some languages are spoken by millions of people and others by only a few thousand. So some of the languages are there which are spoken by millions of people. काही languages असतात ते लाखो करोडो जण बोलतात. Like English is the language which is spoken by millions of people. Okay, and some of the languages are there, means tribal languages. Okay, so tribal languages are spoken by only thousands or only uh, uh, few people. We can count them in the numbers of uh, hundreds. Okay, so some of the languages are spoken by millions of people. Means English is the language which is spoken by millions of people. There are millions of speakers of this language. You will find all over the world. Means India itself, in India itself, you will find crores of people are speaking this language. Millions of people are speaking this language. And others are there, means tribal peoples are there. They are having only few population. Okay, they are having population in only few thousands or few hundreds, and that's why these are the languages which are spoken by only a few thousands or only uh, hundreds. Means uh, if tribal regions like Gondwana or other uh, people are there who are having their own language, but that can be spoken by only few people. Okay, few thousands or few hundreds. So that is why uh, this is the language which makes different from we people from animals. Okay, so speaking about the next point, that is why do we learn English? Okay, what is importance of English, that we are going to discuss now. So why it is necessary to learn English? Because English was the original language which came from England. This was the original language which came from England. Britishers were the inhabitants of this language. This language was spoken by Britishers, but because Britishers were ruling all over the world, they uh, took historical efforts. Means they uh, takes very number of efforts to launch this language, to make this language the official language of different countries. Okay, so Britishers were the coloniers, and that's why they took historical efforts and it became the primary or secondary language of many former British colonies. Means India was also the former British colony. Also, the countries like US, United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, then African countries. Okay, African countries, African continent was here. Also, the Britishers were ruling before a few hundreds of years ago or few years ago. Britishers were the coloniers and we were the colony of the Britishers. And all the wealth of these countries Britishers looted, but they left their language here, and it becomes very important for we people for the globalization purpose. Okay, so that's why we learn this language. It is the global language. It has spread all over the world. In all over the world, we can see that many of the people, many of the countries are using this language as the official language, like US, Australia, New Zealand, Canada. India is using this language as the second language. Okay, so this is not the first language or primary language for we people. We are second language learners of this language. Okay, so currently English is the primary language of not only the countries actively touched by British impression, but also the many business and cultural spheres dominated by those countries. So at that instant, okay, at this instance, currently English is the primary language of not only countries actively touched by British impression, but also many business and cultural spheres dominated by those countries. Also, one of the reason to learn this language is it is the language of Hollywood and the language of international banking and business. So we know that all of the Hollywood movies are having this language as the language of medium. Okay, so medium of the Hollywood movies is the English. Okay, so we know that all of the Hollywood movies are having this English language. Okay, they are using English language for reaching at all over the world. So that's why it is the language of Hollywood and language of international banking and business. Talking about the international banking and business, we know that our business with the Western countries or all over the world, we make business with the help of this language. Okay, and it is also the language of international banking. Means international banking means trade, for the trade purpose, for banking purpose, for import export purpose, we use this language with the other countries all over the world. That's why this language becomes so much importance for we people. Okay, another reasons to learn this language are the globalization covers all aspects of life. Globalization covers all aspects of life. So globalization, what is the globalization? Globalization makes we people to come closer to each other. Okay, so globalization has covered all the aspects of life of any person. Okay, so we are eating, we are enjoying the fruits of this globalization. Term globalization is a very important term, because globalization means what? The world has come close to each other. Okay, so why we can say that? Because we can say that because I'm talking about this situation. I'm conducting this lecture from college. Okay, and you are learning from your home itself, from your house. Okay, so what makes possible that you are sitting there and I am teaching you people from here in this college? It becomes possible because of the internet revolution. Okay, network revolution, or we can say that it is also called as the globalization. Okay, with the help of different apps on mobiles, we are enjoying this lecture by launching, by uh, installing this Zoom app. Okay, you are enjoying the lectures from your home itself, and I am conducting this lecture from college itself. Okay, so these are the fruits of globalization that we are enjoying from last uh, 10 or more years. Okay, before the 10 years, the network revolution was not that much prominent. In this 10 years itself, network becomes uh, easily accessible. Okay, so these are the fruits of globalization, and it has covered all the aspects of life. Without proper communication, it is not possible to be in a connection. So for making communication, okay, for making the proper communication, we must need the proper connection. Okay, and what makes possible to get communicate, to get in contact with the person, or to connect with the person which is not from our state, or not from our country, or not from our continent. It makes possible because of the globalization, and that's why without any proper communication, it cannot be possible. Therefore, it is important to know how English language will unite people. It is universally accepted language. So that's why it is very important to understand this language, to learn this language from basic itself. Okay, and that's why it is also the universally accepted language. It is accepted by all over the world. Okay, that's why we are saying that this language is called as the universally accepted language. So that's why we learn this language. Speaking about the reasons of uh, learning this language. Okay, the next point we are uh, discussing is reasons to learn English. What are the reasons? Why do we learn this language? Because the first is it is essential for work. So the first reason is it is essential for work. For any type of work, we need this language. Okay, for any type of work, we need this language. Means if we want to uh, communicate with the person who is not from our country or not from our state, it becomes easy to communicate with that person, to speak with that person with the help of this English language. Okay, so that's why for working purpose, and for working purpose, our working language or official language is either our mother tongue or either our regional language or English. Okay, so there are two languages we uh, make use of, those two languages, that is the regional language, that is Marathi, or we can say that it is our mother tongue, or the English language. Okay, so that's why for working purpose, many of the offices, many of the multinational companies, okay, many multinational companies or many IT companies in information technology companies uh, use this language for the communication purpose with their clients, okay, or with their customers. They speak with the help of this language. That's why it is essential for the work. It is the universal language. So we know that it is universal language means it has spread all over the world. It has spread all over the world, and and in each and every corner of the world, we will find the English language speaker. Okay, speaker of this language we can find in each and every corner of the world. That's why it is called as the universal language. The next reason is it will open the door of new cultures. So this language, when we understand this language, when we start speaking this language with the people around us, it will open the door of new cultures. So there are different cultures in all over the world. Okay, we can find different types of cultures are there. In India itself, you will find different cultures in different states. Okay, so there is too much uh, cultural diversity you will find in India itself. So speaking about the world, then you will find more diversity than India. Okay, so India is also the different it is the reach with its diversity of language, diversity of culture, diversity of tradition. Okay, so there are many different cultures you will find in India itself. Means Maharashtrian culture is different from that of Gujarati culture, from that of uh, South Indian states culture. Okay, so culture is different for each and every state. Means we are having Marathi New Year from Padwa. Okay, from Gudi Padwa. But uh, speaking about the world, the new year starts from the 1st of January itself. Okay, but speaking about Maharashtrian culture or Marathi culture, we are having our new year from Gudi Padwa, that is Chaitra month, or we can say that in Marathi Chaitra Mahina. Okay, but Farsi New Year is also starts from different date. Marathi New Year starts from different date. Uh, 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 European or Western culture is also different from Indian culture. Okay, so India is having rich diversity of culture, and we can say that same is the case of the different countries in all over the world. Okay, so that's why uh, it the this English language uh, will open the door of new cultures. Means when we learn this language, we will come to know that what is the difference between our culture and Western culture, our culture and the culture from the another country, like or Eastern countries, like Maldives, Thailand, or we can say that Eastern uh, mm, countries like Myanmar. Okay, so these are the different cultures. Uh, uh, Countries like China, countries like Japan, North Korea, South Korea is also having their different own culture. Okay, so we will come to know these cultures when we are uh, uh, known with this language, that is English language. Okay, so this is the reason. Third reason, fourth is you will travel comfortably. So we when you want to travel to the different countries or the European countries or the Western countries, your traveling becomes comfortable with this English language. Okay, when you will start speaking this language, you will start communication with the help of this language with the other countries people, with the Western countries people, with the European countries people. They will reply you in the English language. Okay, so that's why this language is very important. In Western countries also, European countries also, they are having their own languages. Means Great Britain or England is using English as a language, mother tongue. But uh, uh, Germany or France or Spain, okay, or Italy is having their own languages, but they hasn't spread that much as compared to the English language. They are also important, but English is the global language. It has accepted globally all over the world. Okay, that's why it becomes very important language all over the world. Then the fifth reason is it is the most open language. Why it is called as most open language? Because there in this language or the dictionary, in the dictionary of this language, they are adding the words which are largely spoken in different countries. Okay, that's why this language is open language. Means it is accepting the words from other languages also. That's why it becomes the global language. In Marathi also we can say that there are different words which are added from the English language, or which are taken from the English language. Means the word like table, okay, table, generally we use uh, table as a word in Marathi, but this word is not from Marathi. This word is taken from English, but it becomes so familiar to we people that we don't know that this is not a Marathi word. Okay, this is the word which has been taken from we people uh, uh, by us from English language. Okay, so that's why uh, uh, Marathi is also enriched because of this English language. And English is also accepting the different words from different languages. From Indian or from Hindi language, they have taken roti. Okay, so roti is also the word which is used, or you can find it in uh, English language. Or jhuggi. Jhuggi means what? Jhopdi. So we can find this word in English also. Roti, jhuggi. Okay. So these are some of the words which English has accepted for the ease of communication. That's why this English language has become the most open language. Then another reason to learn this language is language of art and literature. So this is also the language of art and literature. Why it is so? Because many of the writers, okay, many of the writers are writing their literature, writing their own experiences. Please tell me that, am I audible or not? आवाज येतोय? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Somewhat network problem has arisen, and that's why we got disconnected. Okay, so please consider that. Uh, mm, Once again, I'm going to share the screen of this computer. Yes, is it visible? Is the screen visible? Screen display guy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yes, we were talking about the uh, we were talking about the reasons why do we learn this language, or why this language has become very important for the different purposes, okay, for our life. Okay, so this language is of the art and literature. So many of the writers, many of the artists are using this language to express themselves with the help of this language. Okay, so they write their literature, they write their own thoughts, their experiences, the stories, different moments that happen to their life in the autobiography. Okay, so if they are writing the biography of another person, they are also using this thought process of learning this language. And also they are expressing themselves uh, conveniently, impressively, with the help of this English language. That's why many of the artists has chosen this language for for their expression of thoughts. Our eminent literary figure, uh, uh, Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore, has also written their literature, written their poetry by using this language, with the help of this language. And that's why they reached at all over the world, because of using this medium, using this language as a medium of expression. If they have written, they have written their poetry or literature in Bengali itself or Hindi itself, have they got fame, that much fame, as compared to the today's situation or present situation? No, because for reaching out of the world, for reaching all over the world, they understood that it is very important to use this language, and that's why they got the uh, literary Nobel Prize in literature. Okay, they were the first Nobel Prize winner uh, personality or writer or poet in India. Okay, that's why language of art and literature is it becomes very important. Also, it eliminates the language weaknesses. Means whatever the language weaknesses are there, they are eliminated with the help of this language, by using this language. Okay, so these are the reasons to learn English. So only 5 minutes has left. Okay, so that's why I have to take your attendance first, and I have to close this meeting. Okay, so let me first take your attendance. Please, I'm taking the roll call. Please answer to that. Okay, please say yes if you, when your roll number uh, is announced. Okay, so I'm announcing the roll numbers. Roll number 1,
Present, sir.
2,
Present, sir.
3,
Present, sir.
4. Roll number 4. Roll number 5,
Present, sir.
6. Roll number 6, 7. Roll number 7.
Yes, sir.
Roll number 8,
Present, sir.
9,
Present, sir.
10,
Present, sir.
11. Roll number 11.